Tonight, U.S. Border Patrol is dropping, critics say dumping, families with little children awaiting asylum hearings in 2 small towns in New Mexico.
We've received 15,000 people through our shelters in Deming and City of Las Cruces.
15,000 people?
15,000 people.
Consider tiny Deming, New Mexico, the poorest city in one of the nation's poorest states. Over Mother's Day weekend, 250 migrants, many of them little kids, were left by Border Patrol officials at the local McDonald's. They had no money, no food, and no idea where they were. In the last month, a staggering 6,700 migrants have been brought to Deming. Town official Chris Bryce is in charge of helping them. A lot of people.
We're getting really good at this.
Maybe too good at it,
That's
right?
what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. Within 24 hours, the town had set up a shelter on the fairgrounds with just about everybody pitching in. How much money are you spending a day?
Anywhere from 15 to 17,000 a day.
The whole fire department relocated.
It's one of the best things I've done as a firefighter.
We got a rare look inside this shelter. It represents a shift in federal policy. The feds used to be the only ones running shelters and paying for them. Remember, this is not a federally run detention center. It's a shelter where families spend a few days until moving in with a U.S. sponsor while waiting for their asylum hearings. These families, we've agreed not to show their faces due to security concerns, say they have fled to the U.S. in fear for their lives. Most here spent 2 months traveling from Guatemala or Honduras, like Betsy.
We left because my family was under threat by drug traffickers. They killed my brother, they came to my home, they took us out of our home, they tried to kill us, so we had to run for our lives.
I see the tears. Her murdered brother, she tells us, had fled to the U.S., but was sent back. The only smile on Betsy's face when she spoke about this child-friendly space created by Save the Children. The first time in their 100-year history they've responded to a humanitarian crisis right here inside the U.S. Barbara Amirati ran a space like this in Afghanistan.
It tugs at your heartstrings.
And this day, a special visitor, Save the Children board member and volunteer Jennifer Garner.
We get to see the beauty of kids in the worst circumstances. They've gone without baths, without food, without medical care, and they're here happy to listen to me butcher Goodnight Moon because they're children.
One area of expertise, assessing whether children are here with their real parents.
Very sadly, had children recycled who have come through and then are seen back again with another family.
So they're just pawns. They're pawns. They're being used.
Why? Migrants without children can be held in detention indefinitely. Migrants with children can only be held 20 days. DHS tells us they've intercepted nearly 5,000 people since October trying to enter with children, not their own. And as for the politics?
We don't even discuss the politics over here. I mean, it's what we do, or they would be out there on the street trying to find their own way, and that's unacceptable to everybody.
Lester, the governor of New Mexico sued the federal government last week, trying to recap some of the funds that they're spending to shelter the migrants. Meanwhile, Border Patrol tells us that the releases in Deming and 2 other border towns are, quote, a last resort, and they said there's no end in sight.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.